Member for Solomon can keep walking, I think. The member for Solomon's about to get named if he doesn't leave the chamber. The Deputy Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Attorney-General. Was the New South Wales Police Commissioner made aware that the Attorney-General was on the call with the Prime Minister, which discussed the instigation, nature and substance of the criminal investigation into the Minister for Emissions Reduction, Strikeforce Garrett?
The Attorney-General.
Yes, he was, and I note that with respect to that call, he said the Prime Minister didn't ask me any questions that were inappropriate. I also note with respect to that call, he said something else very interesting. He said that matters like the one that was referred by the Shadow Attorney-General are, in his words, a great diverter of my time. And of course the question goes to the nature of the interaction. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at some interactions. They don't like this, do they? Let's have a look at some of the interactions. How many political referrals do you think that you need to police in Australia where nothing comes of them before it starts look like a negative, time-wasting interaction with the police? 2, 4, 6, 8. The Shadow Attorney-General has overseen and himself directly written for overseen 8 referrals to police of coalition members. And what has come of those referrals? Absolutely nothing.
Members on my right.
Nothing. So how many referrals until it starts to look vexatious?
The Attorney-General can resume his seat.
Stuart Robert resigned.
The Leader of the Opposition on a point of order.
Point of order, Mr Speaker. This minister is the first law officer of the land.
No, you've just got to go to the point of order.
Well, is it appropriate that he be commenting in this way
No, you haven't
on an
raised a
ongoing
point of order.
investigation? I just find it extraordinary.
That is not a point of order, Leader of the Opposition. Just members on my right, the member for Barker, say to the Leader of the Opposition, if he seeks the call on a point of order, he's got to immediately say what the point of order is. The Attorney-General.
So 2 of those referrals from the Shadow Attorney-General were about sitting Attorney-General. One with respect to the former Attorney-General George Brandis, in fact one with respect to myself, and on 24 February 2015 the Shadow Attorney-General referred the then Attorney-General George Brandis to the AFP with an accusation of corruption and unlawful conduct. Now, in a proper sense, and in the real world not that long ago, if you referred a standing Attorney-General to the AFP and absolutely nothing came of it, you would have a question to answer. And what came of that referral? Absolutely nothing, just as it did from the other 7 referrals. In fact, the obsession that you had with George Brandis, you're like the Wile E. Coyote of referrals. And making the George Brandises of the world look like roadrunners isn't, the easiest thing to do. But he was looking over his shoulder at you going, beep, beep. There were 24 calls for George Brandis's resignation. And then again. The letter that the Shadow Attorney-General sent referring George Brandis to the AFP for corruption was so lame it couldn't even name the offence that was said to have been committed. At least when I got referred for bribery to the AFP, at least you were able to nominate the offence that you said was committed. But what came of that? Absolutely nothing. A serial offender in terms of vexatious complaints that waste the time of the AFP when the AFP could be using their time looking into things like drug dealing or terrorism or child sex offences. What a joke.
The member for Canning.